It's the
radio
radio
charge
charge.
back and turn left on the second house. So when I walk, I'm already near that.
Well, actually, late
We're
Friday.
best there. Okay, yeah, cause I walk, I walk here from Friday. And I walk up after the, I go to your for what?
See things on the hill and
We will call to order the
Common Council meeting for Monday, May 5th. Roll call, please, Aaron.
John Ortlieb,
Here.
Scott Meverden,
Here.
Midge Swedberg,
Here.
Wayne Schmidt,
Here.
Casey Boer,
Here.
Amy Johnson,
Here.
Dawn Kidd.
Here.
Kevin Schmidt will not be here tonight.
Thank you. Please put the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you confirm the meeting in compliance with open meetings law, please?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. So look for a motion to approve or make changes to the order of the agenda.
So.
Second.
By Midge and second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. I see 4 meeting minutes. Did everyone have a chance to look at all 4 of those? Any questions on those 4? And if not, I would look for a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
By Casey,
Second.
second by Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Is there anyone here tonight for public comment? I only see 3, so I'll ask 3 times. Anyone for public comment? And one last time. Seeing none, we'll move on to the bills. The general bills and credit card payments are together. Did everyone look at those 2?
I have a question on the general park donation expense. Is that just paying back from a,
We're using donated monies to pay for something.
okay.
I just wanted to make sure that that was, okay, all right. Thank you.
Any other questions? And I look for a motion to accept.
I'll move.
Motion by John,
I'll second.
second by Amy. Roll call, please.
Swedberg,
Yes,
Ortlieb,
Yes.
Boer,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Kidd,
Yes.
Meverden.
Yes.
Thank you. Committee reports. For the meetings that were held last month. Did everyone have a chance to look at them?
I'll move to accept them.
Second.
Motion by Mitch, second by Casey. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Any new license here?
None at this time.
Thank you. Old business, start with the fire rescue building, turn it over to Matt.
Fire and rescue building update to where that is at. Myself, the chief, had a meeting with the electrical last week. And the plumbing, electrical, HVAC, mechanical, and the sprinkler system are all expected to be wrapped up by mid to end of this week. And Jim's intent, or Bayland's intent, is that Monday it will go out to bid, a week from today. You'll look at Scott when I say that. I know everybody's waiting, we are too, but expect that it goes out to bid a week from today, and we will turn that around hopefully in 2 weeks and have those results here by the end of the month of where that bid is.
Do we get to see before it goes out to bid,
See
the numbers the contractors came up with?
they're not
The,
they're not coming up with, they're finalizing their plans, they're not putting the dollar values to it.
okay.
You'll get to see you will see the bids, when we get them back.
Okay,
Then we'll have dollars on
okay.
it. That's all I have on that, unless anybody has any questions.
Seeing none, what about the administration building? Matt?
Administration building, we are kind of in a, I guess, turning pattern with that. We have our number back for the library, the police department and city hall, all in that building. That number is $1.7 million from Bayland, okay? I am meeting with Bayland on Thursday to look to take the library off of it. They are guessing that that would remove about $1 million. And that gets us to $700,000, okay? With that being said, there's some work that obviously then would have to happen over here at the library. And I'm hoping to have that by finance and personnel, some kind of rough numbers of where that will be. At finance and personnel, I look to give everybody kind of an update of where that's at. So. Anybody have any questions about that?
What was all in that 1.7?
That would be moving the library, the police department, and city hall all over that building.
I thought they decided that the library was too much work to redo.
That's still a conversation to be had. Any other questions for Matt? If not, we'll move on to new business. Resolution 1227-2025, authorizing the purchase of tough book computers for the Algoma Police Department. Any questions on that?
Can we discuss or should we wait for a motion?
You can do either or.
Okay, and I need to, of course, I was gone and did it on Zoom, which I appreciate Aaron and Jamie setting that up for me. But I had some questions that I didn't quite hear when I was there. Jamie, I'm gonna direct this to you. They made mention about $25,000 that was earmarked from the cable monies over to the police department. And you had some concerns about that money being used here, where it would be used for.
So we moved the balance from the cable equipment reserve and replacement account over to the police. It was roughly $25,000. We are then upping the amount that gets moved to the equipment reserve and replacement every year. It used to be like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 into police every year. Now it's going to be about $25,000. The intention of building that fund up so high is to use it to replace squad cars. We do have in the capital plan for 2025 the purchase of some computers, just not this many. I don't have it on me, but I believe the amount in the capital plan is $17,000 for 3 computers.
Yeah, 17 or 18.
For,
It wasn't a full 25.
for 3 or for 4?
I believe it said 3 computers. I want to say it was 17, maybe $18,000. And that's just what was adopted as part of the capital plan.
Because when I look at the quote now, the total with 7 computers is $29,912.
Yep.
So where are you getting the difference from the 20?
It's still going to come out of that equipment reserve and replacement.
So that's
It's just
gonna
gonna-
lower that
yep.
down by that much, so when you're ready to buy a squad car or whatever, then we're gonna be, have
I don't
to
want
make
to
a
say we're
decision.
going to be short initially. I think we'd be fine for the first squad car, but if the second squad car comes fairly quickly after the first one, then we may be tight.
And in the discussion that we had, that I heard and was involved in, I'm not against buying the computers. I just think that 7, I mean, there's such a thing as a want and a need. I think the need is fulfilled with 4 at this time, since that's basically what was put into the capital outlay for this year's budget. So I'm saying that we should just buy 4 at this point, because when I look at all the bells and whistles that are added, when you look at this, comes to $29,912, which if you took off the other 3, you'd be saving $10,620.
Yep, that's about where we came at, Matt and I did look at, you doing 4 computers. There were a couple things that we kept on it at a higher quantity, like the docking stations for downstairs. Yeah, we're coming up within $100 of what you are for savings. So if we were going to go down to 4, we think it would come in at $19,406, which is still slightly above what we have in the capital, but savings of $10,000.
Okay.
It was a miss. It was that additional $10,000 or $11,000 is gonna come from the 25. I mean, just the 18 was budgeted, the additional 10, we call it 10, 5, 11,000 was a miss.
Yeah.
I mean, it was discussed at the meeting, last meeting. We should have probably bought those in 2024, at the end of 2024.
Are you in agreement that you can buy 4 now and get 5 with the 4? And then take a look at getting the other 3 down the road? I noticed when I looked at your minutes, not everybody was in favor of this.
I was in favor of it just because I know from work in the private sector, the changes that are coming. I mean, we've been having to upgrade. It's pay me now or pay me later with all of the increases that are coming too. That was something that was discussed. I mean, with the changes that Microsoft has coming, it was a miss. It was a $10,000 or $11,000 miss that we should have covered in 2024. We didn't. Now we're having to use approximately $10,000 or $11,000 of that $25K to cover the miss.
But if we went with 4, they would share, correct? They'd have to share.
I want to talk to this, about this, because myself and the chief have been in a lot of conversation about this. And here again, we can't fix what was the past, but we can fix this moving forward. And the issue when we replace all of these computers at once is they all come due to be purchased again at the same time. And I would like to see them spaced out, right? My mistake, our mistake, that we didn't do it. But I want the chief to speak a little bit because some things have transpired just in this last week. And I want him to talk to that a little bit of some stuff that's coming down the pipeline. Dave, if you want to, and Phil, myself, and Aaron this morning on it, but I want to explain it to everybody else here.
First off, I guess I want to cover that there was some misleading information that was given at the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting. It was mentioned that the Sheriff's Department, all of their officers have their own computers because they take their squads home, and that's the reason why that they have their own computers. The Sheriff's Department also has two administrative assistants that type all of their reports for them. And also the road deputies, when they go on a call, that they have 4 investigators, 3 to 4 investigators that they can call to come out, take over that case, then they go back, then they dictate, and then those 2 administrative assistants type their reports for them. Our officers here in Algoma are everything from meter maids to homicide detectives, and we type our own reports. We don't have all these other administrative assistants to help us do our typing and everything else. So we spend time and we're having to fill out all of our own reports. So it was a little misleading in that it was that their deputies get, the only reason why they have them is because they have their own take-home squads. They don't even do half of the stuff that we do with our computers as road deputies. Secondly, just with all the bells and whistles that were mentioned, that when I started this, looking back, I asked Ryan with FTS before we went to Quantum, I said, with all of the stuff that we're doing, when we go to purchase new computers, what is the bare minimum do you think that we need to have for these computers to run the programs that we're running on these computers? And Ryan gave me the specs. So when I went to the Chiefs Conference and the Panasonic dealer was there, the Genentech dealer was there, that I was able to give them these specs and tell them these are the bare minimums that we're looking for. So when we're talking bells and whistles, that's the bare minimum that was given to me by the IT people, which that take care of our computers for us. Thirdly, we're right in the middle of a CIB audit, which is a Criminal Investigation Bureau audit, which requires each law enforcement agency to provide to the state and the federal government the security standards that we have to meet their minimum requirements, and which deals with everything from mapping out where our computers are at in our police department and how they go out and what are the securities when we are running driver's licenses, registrations for vehicles, warrants on people, all of that stuff. It's, right now, that audit, just half of it is 45 pages long. And last year it was 12 pages. So they've upped the security on it. I have no idea what half of that stuff, 3/4 of that stuff even means. So I have our quantum taking a look at it. And, but again, we do run a lot of stuff through the sheriff's department, that it runs through their firewalls and software. But we have to go through and record all of this, so the security issues that come along with the computers are also being figured into this. And I actually asked Quantum to kind of give me a pros and cons of sharing computers versus having their own computers. And they automatically said, well, it's a lot easier for security if everybody has their own computer, because you can track where everything's going when you only have one person logging in and out of a computer. I can read you, basically gave two scenarios for the options. And option one, each officer has their own laptop computer. The pros are increased efficiency. There'd be no wait times or any scheduling conflicts to access the laptop. Again, personalization, they can customize the settings, shortcuts, and store frequently used files, improve accountability, easier to track user activity and system changes. Mobility, officers can take the laptops to the field, to court, wherever they need to take them. And then better security, fewer logins, fewer shared sessions, reduced risk of data exposure or mishandling would have been the pros. The cons are it's a higher upfront cost. Purchasing the devices for every officer is significantly more expensive. More IT overhead. Each device then would need to be configured, updated, secured, and maintained. Risk of loss or damage, more devices in circulation increases the chance of loss or hardware damage. Their option two is sharing laptops across the department. The pros are a lower cost savings on hardware and software, licensing, a simpler management, easier for IT to manage and secure a limited number of devices, less physical clutter, fewer devices to store, charge, or track. Cons are limited availability for officers to wait and share, reduced efficiency, you can delay report writing or data access. There's no personalization. You can't set them up for how you like your computer and to the workflow. Security and accountability issues, shared logins or poorly managed sessions can lead to data exposure or difficulty tracing activity. And then wear and tear, shared devices tend to wear out faster from constant use and transport. So I, again, just tried to give everybody the best, most information that they can on this. And got any questions off of what I went out, looked for, I'll answer them if I can.
Chief, do your officers actually type the report?
Yes.
They don't speak into the computer, and the computer fills out? Why don't we do that? Why are we wasting all that time making people type who aren't good at typing when they can speak into the computer and it can be filled out for them?
It's, looked into options for doing that. But it's just, again, it's, again, software, that you need to run it.
I got it on my phone and it came,
Well, I understand.
it came there, when I talk to my phone and it types out my emails.
Right,
You would think the security considerations for what you use might be different for what the police use. Also, it's the assumption that they're bad typers, it might be flawed too.
Well, that might be.
Generationally.
Right, it might be flawed, but it still takes a lot
I'm
longer.
a farmer, but
to type
I can
than it
type
does
80
to
words a
talk.
minute.
It's time consuming, typing.
Yeah, exactly.
But AI is not, like, what they told us with grant writing, you need to go back and reread. When we were at the League of Municipalities, and they said, if you write a grant and use AI, they can get words wrong, and they can totally change the report, and they can make it so you lose your
Well,
grant. So I would hate to use AI generated anything for writing a report, especially if it were me involved and they got it wrong. So I would say it's almost a little bit more work, because you speak it in, and then you still have to reread it and go in and edit it, so.
that happens anyway, even going back to the sheriff's department and stuff, that they dictate, they have people type their reports, they send the reports back to them, so then that they do, edit and approve them, and then they send them to their supervisor, then it goes forward to, but they do have administrative assistants. Phil and I found out some stuff just within the hour that I didn't realize that the administrative assistants are doing when you're having to have the call log, then you have to enter people, then you have to enter any property that you have, and their administrative assistants are doing all of that when we're not. Or we are having to do all of that ourselves.
Who edits our reports?
I do.
You edit everyone that
Yes,
comes
I do.
through before it goes to,
Well, yes, before I set it, I go through, I send it back to them. Otherwise, yeah, I edit them, I send them back if there need to be, suggestions for changes into it, or if it's not clear, but I read every call from a rescue call all the way to we're filing charges against somebody. I read each and every one of them.
I agree, I understand with the wants and needs, but it was a miss from last year, it needs to be done in my opinion, and, again, it sucks to get them all at the same time, wish we could've got half last year and half
I'll
this
take
year.
credit but I've told everybody
was
here, I
discussed.
missed the ball on it, and that's on me.
But even if we were to do half now, half later, we only have until October, so we're talking call it 5 months, so.
it's still a money issue, but everybody's entitled to their own bit.
And I also, reached out to Panasonic, and with everything that's going on, they figure after our quote timeline runs out, that's a minimum of 5% increase on it, so.
I'll make a motion to move forward with resolution 1227-2025.
I'll second.
Second, Amy can take it.
Sorry.
You're good.
I made the motion, Amy took the second.
Yeah.
Roll call. Any other discussion, sorry? Roll call, please.
Bartley,
Yes.
Swedberg,
No,
Moore,
Yes.
Kidd,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
No.
Beverden,
Yes.
yes, Savage.
Thank you. Administrator's report, Matt?
Couple things. I'll start off on a good note. We actually, as far as this afternoon, Portside Lofts in the RDA block, interested tenants can send an email to am@commonwealthco.net. Okay, we'll have that here at City Hall. I don't expect everybody to be writing that down right now. The ladies here have been fielding a lot of calls, and every day it gets closer, the calls get more and more. So we finally have an email. That email will put you on the list. They will not probably respond immediately to that email, but there will be some time that you will be on their waiting list, and they will get back to you and kind of let you know. What they're asking for is you include your name, your phone number, your email address, a description of bedroom count of what you're looking for amount of bedrooms, 1, 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms, and they will get back to you, all right? I want to just reiterate, because people are calling here and asking us, we're not taking applications for this project, it is not ours, but that is the email address, one more time, am@commonwealthco.net is the email address that people can use to get your name out there so they know that you're looking, and they will be in touch with you, all right? Open book 521 and Board of Review 2025 notice of assessments will be sent out this Wednesday. The notice of assessments will be sent to those owners, excuse me, apologize, I think I'm talking too much. Owners' property values have changed. Anyone wishing to contest their property value or speak with the assessor on it can do that by the review at the open book will be held via phone on 5/21/25, and the Board of Review will be in person on 6/3/2025 at 5 p.m. All right, that's what I have out there. Or you can call Alan at 920, and that is our assessor, at 920-749-1995. And
Can I add a few things on that?
you can.
Okay, so I spoke with Assessor Alan Sundstrom today. The only people who are going to get notices are those whose property values changed. So if you put an addition on, if you added a deck, if you took out a building permit, anything that caused your property value to change, you'll get this notice in the mail. The notice is gonna come in the mail and say, you can call them on open book day, which is May 21st. Alan encourages anyone who gets this notice, if you wanna contest it, call them right away. You don't have to wait until May 21st and make an appointment with them. It's probably gonna be a little bit more chaotic if you try and do it that way, but you are encouraged to give them a call anytime. Their number is listed on our website. Matt had rattled it off before, and then you can call us here at City Hall anytime. We can get you in touch with them via email or phone. But don't think that you have to wait until the open book date to get in contact with them. Even if you don't get a notice and you didn't like your property value from last year or something like that, still go ahead and call them. You could call them today if you wanted, and Alan will get back to you.
So it doesn't pertain just to those that got a letter?
Yeah, no, anybody can contest their property valuations. But people will be getting letters. Jamie and I should hopefully be getting a list sometime this week of everybody who should be getting that, so we can kind of field those calls when they call here as well.
Okay.
Anybody have questions about that? Because kind of a lot going on, and does everybody understand that?
Just one last note then on the open book. In order to be heard, I guess, at open book, you have to make an appointment with the clerk at least 48 hours preceding the meeting. There's a form that we'll have you fill out, and then we'll kind of send you a manual and some other things that you have to do to come and be prepared for at this meeting, which would be June 3rd, so it's the day after the next council meeting. That's all I have.
Thank you, Aaron, for that. Grass clippings, everybody started, I think, cutting their grass. Just to let everybody know, and everybody that's viewing this online as well, it is illegal to blow your grass clippings onto the street. With that being said, it's grass clippings. People are doing their spring cleanup with their leaves. It is against city ordinance. Please, if you are cutting your grass and you're blowing it out on the street, take the time to go sweep that up after, because it all ends up into the storm drain. We'd like to stop that from happening on the sidewalks and on the street. Please sweep that up. Do not blow it on the street. All right? And last and final, brush pickup started today. The guys didn't get quite through the whole city because it's usually this first month or two is everybody's spring cleaning. They will be back out tomorrow until they are finished. The first and third Monday of every month now through October, the guys will be out picking up brush curbside.
Do you recommend them calling so that they know where to go? They just ride around looking for stuff?
Ride the whole
Okay.
route anyway.
Cause I normally call just so they know, so they're not just like randomly searching.
Does anybody have any questions with any of that?
Do they want the brush, pick up the brush on the grass or on the gutter or where?
On the tree lawn with the butt ends facing the curb. So in between the sidewalk and the curb, if you face the cut ends towards the curb, makes it the easiest for the guys to pick up. That's all I have.
Thank you. All right, any agenda items for next meeting? Get to Matt, Aaron, or Jamie?
You missed the.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the mayor's appointments and I have one. I missed Jake Maring asking me to go on to other things, and he was on the redevelopment authority. And I asked Lee Dashlet if he would fill that spot, and he accepted. So I would be appointing Lee Dashlet to the redevelopment authority.
So moved.
I think we need a motion to that, do we not, or?
Yeah, yep.
Done, I'll second.
John made the motion, second by Amy. Roll call, I guess, on that.
Kidd,
Yes.
Ortlieb,
Yes.
Wark,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Swedberg,
Yes.
Beverden.
Yes.
Thank you. And now, if you have any agenda items for the next meeting?
Comments for the next finance and personnel. Myself and Kevin will not be here because our grandson is graduating from Eastside, so just so you know, that'll be too short, the next finance and personnel.
Congratulations.
I want to get into that language.
Does anybody else know that they cannot attend that meeting?
What is it, Tuesday?
Be the finance and personnel next to, 20th.
Maybe.
You're a maybe?
I'm a maybe. I gotta look at
And
my
if he ducks
schedule.
out early, then we're,
And Jamie brings up a great point. Do we want to just move it to,
Monday after the library and CDC.
you have parks
And
that
parks.
night?
Parks is at 5, right, Casey?
Yeah, and I have school board, so I can't do that.
What about Wednesday, the 21st?
Utility commission at 5:30,
So that would be Midge.
I think. Right, is it the 21st?
Thursday, the 26th. What about the last Tuesday of the month, the 27th?
That last week, man.
Okay?
No, I'm kidding, it's fine, I can do it.
It's a day after Memorial
It's
Day.
just not a
too.
preference, but yeah, I mean, if it works for what we need to work for, I'm.
What about Thursday, the 22nd?
That one works for me.
Thursday, the
I'm
22nd?
almost positive it's not gonna work for Kevin Schmidt.
Because Thursdays just don't ever work.
Yep.
That's just like 12-hour day.
Yeah, we may not have a quorum for that parks meeting on Monday the 20th,
I can't do
Or
Monday, the
19th.
20th either.
sorry, Monday the
So after
19th.
the
That's
last
right, the
Tuesday,
19th.
the day after Memorial Day, is that?
You can't do the 27th?
Does anybody have a problem with next week Thursday?
Kevin's not gonna make
Oh
it.
yeah, Kevin's not gonna.
Will you have all the information you need by next week, Thursday?
I would rather go later than earlier.
Yeah.
What was wrong with the 19th?
I can't be here the 19th, I have a meeting.
Parks and Rec is.
And Parks and Rec.
And I have a meeting at 6.
I say the 26th to you, that
I don't want, what's that?
26th was bad too.
That's Memorial Day.
Yeah.
27th
28th?
meeting.
We're gonna have a meeting 5 days later then, but
All right, we like each other.
What if we would do Wednesday, the 21st, and start at 4?
It's not a bad idea.
That gives an hour and a half. You have a 5:30 meeting, Mitch? What about Wednesday, the 21st at 4 PM?
You tell me what I'm making.
For finance?
I'll make it.
That's good for the majority. We'll let Kevin know, if that works for him.
What time?
Let's
So instead
do
of June 2nd, it'll be Wednesday, the 21st at 4.
it at 4 PM.
No, the June 2nd meeting will stay the same.
Yes,
This
I'm
is
sorry.
replacing the
Finance.
May 20th meeting.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm sorry, replacing what?
The May 20th meeting.
Okay.
the May 20th meeting is moved to the 21st at 4 PM.
This is finance and personnel.
That is correct.
Surprisingly, I could make all of them now.
No way.
It's like the only week.
Did you quit your job?
Camping started.
Still gonna be on that day, the morning, right?
Yes.
We're gonna continue.
Can still be that morning. It will be the normal scheduled time for public works.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good on that date
Or,
for
or
finance, correct?
Yes,
Wednesday, the 21st at 4, finance and personnel.
that is correct.
And the next council meeting will still remain in June 2nd.
That'll stay the same.
We're correct, our next meeting date, Monday, June 2nd, at 5 o'clock is council. And I would look for a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85-1, section 1, subsection E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. This closed session will be for land acquisition and intergovernmental agreement for services with the city of Kewanee.
so moved.
Second.
Moved by Scott and seconded by Mitch, roll call please.
Bartley,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
Swedberg,
Yes.
Beverden,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Kidd,
Yes.